Could you please introduce yourself and tell us about yourself and why you're running for District 87 School Board?
Yeah, I'd be happy to. My name is Cyndi Covelli. I have lived in Lombard over 20 years, found this lovely city before I had kids, and specifically looked for a place that had great school districts, nice parks, good libraries, and nice inviting environment. I have two students who have grown up in the Lombard area, went to Pleasant Lane, then Glen Westlake and Lombard East. My son is currently a junior at Brown University in Rhode Island. My daughter is currently a student at Lombard East. I have a long history background in the education field. I graduated from Elmhurst College, then went on with a bachelor's degree, went on to Dominican University to get a master's of arts in educational administration. From there, I got early childhood and middle school endorsed. Following that, ESL and special ed endorsed. Most recently, special ed supervisor endorsement. I am a lifelong learner and want to impart that onto others. I have hobbies outside of education. I love gardening, reading, and training for triathlons. One, I am running for District 87 Board of Education for many reasons. I have seen the struggles of students, parents, and teachers this year, and on the faces of students as we Google Meet to Google Meet, from teachers in their frustrations of having a lot of students not making the grade, and from my daughter herself, I witnessed this in the fact that she's doing okay, but okay is not good enough for my child or any of the students in District 87. I'm committed to not only hearing voices of the 87 stakeholders, but to respond efficiently and transparently to them. I will be a collaborative and engaged leader and an advocate for the unserved and underserved. As a special ed and ESL teacher, I highly advocate for all students who are underserved and unserved, regardless of ability, ethnicity, or religion, where they live, income level, education level. And to do this, we need to make sure that we are providing best practices to all of our students.
As you know, District 87 already has a plan in place for COVID-19. Could you please tell us your thoughts on that plan and a plan going forward?
Sure. So the plan currently is to test all of the students weekly for the saliva testing and to provide the schools with all the PPE, with proper mitigations. I would like to see, as we follow the science, those steps being looked at carefully to see which ones are necessary at the time, and to provide the students and the stakeholders with the knowledge of what is and is not necessary to keep students safe in schools.
Cyndi, how do you think school budgets are going to be impacted by COVID-19?
Well, from what we've seen so far and what my understanding is that we are doing pretty well in District 87 financially. We have spent a lot of money, millions of dollars, on thermal scanners, PPEs, saliva screening. However, we've also saved in other areas such as transportation and outside resources. So we have strong reserves. Given those reserves, should there be reserves in the future, I'd like to see those reserves going to help the students directly with mental health services that are desperately needed, with staff and the ability to maintain our current level of rigor in the schools. I'd like to see the money go to professional development for teachers, and to see that all students have what they need to be successful in Glenbard District 87.
Could you please give us any final thoughts that you might have?
Yeah. My years of teaching and teaching teachers, leading teachers, has really given me a lot of insight into what best practices are for schools, and I believe we need to get back to that. I believe we have lacked on that this year. These include promoting all students, making learning active, valuing parental and student input, as well as being an advocate for our students. I feel as though to do this, we have to garner our best wisdom and insight. And once we do that, we will be able to follow and fulfill the District 87 mission, which is to inspire and empower all students to learn. By the way, if you haven't already gotten ready to vote, Early voting starts March 22nd. If you don't seem to do that, April 6th will be the day you need to get out and vote.